Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday morning yoga practice. Let me turn my music down just a little bit there. Okay, good morning. As usual, we will begin in a seated position on our mats, and I'm sitting on a block to raise my hips just a little bit above my knees. It just feels good. It helps me straighten my spine or lengthen my spine. I don't think it's totally straight, but lengthen my spine a bit more. I invite you to try the same. And as we come to our mat, just kind of notice the lighting. Today, the lighting was a bit challenging because of the change. The light is coming in the door at a different direction, but it's still very pretty. I'm just a little bit shadowed, but it looks great out on the patio with all the flowers. And just take a nice breath. And let's just start with a quick grounding with Halakori's nice little grounding. Let's take our fingertips and just tap that center energy line on top of the head real gently 5 or 6 times. Then let's move down to the temples and just use one finger on the temples today and just kind of feel around a minute. And then using all the fingertips, tap that masseter, that big giant muscle in the cheeks. Might feel really good to give it it's kind of like giving it a little massage here. And then using that first knuckle right here, let's tap between the nose and the upper lip. And then in the crook of the chin, between the lip and the chin, tap down the sides of your neck real quick. Let's put our elbows out to the side and let your thumbs fall in and just let them poke the side of your body. Not too hard. Just poke that body just a little bit. That was me, Rosie. That was me. And then let's tap our heart center gently. And then using your fist, just kind of pound out the legs. Maybe if you can get to your feet, pound them too. Beautiful. Then just let your hands rest on your thighs and either close your eyes or just gaze forward a bit and let your focus kind of just go out of focus and begin to breathe slowly in through the nose. And retain your breath at the top. And exhale. And our usual pattern here is inhale for 4. Retain the breath for a count of 2. Exhale for a count of 6. And let's just continue that breathing pattern just for a couple of minutes. And I'll remind you that by using this slow breathing pattern, or any slow breathing pattern, you will begin to activate your vagus nerve. And remember that vagus nerve is the nerve that comes from our brain and innervates most of the organs in our abdominal cavity. And so this slow breathing can help to lower our heart rate, calm us down, and activate a healing internal source. With just a couple minutes of slow breathing. The great thing about the slowed down breathing is it's available to you at any time. Let's release the breath. Just go back to your normal breath for a moment. This morning, let's start with our breathing practice, our alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. And we will use our Vishnu Mudra with the right hand. Hold down your peace fingers, and we'll use the thumb and the ring finger to close the nostrils. Remembering not to scrunch your face or push your nose too hard. Everything's really gentle with this breathing. Let's take an inhale for a count of 4. Close the thumb. Exhale for a count of 8. Inhale for a count of 4. Close the finger, open the thumb. Exhale for a count of 8. Inhale for a count of 4. Close the thumb, open the finger. Exhale for a count of 8. Inhale for a count of 4. Close the finger, open the thumb. Exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Close the thumb, open the finger. Exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Close the finger, open the thumb. Exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Close the thumb, open the finger. Exhale for 8. Release the hand, release the breath. Just sit with the breath for a moment. Nice. Now gently open the eyes or bring yourself back into focus, and let's begin to move our body. Drop the chin to the chest, and inhaling, roll the ear to the right shoulder. Exhale back down to middle. Roll the left ear to the left shoulder. We're really, keep going with this at your own breath. You're really here lengthening the muscles of the back of the neck and the side of the neck. You can just go at your own breath here. Use your head like the weight of a bowling ball to feel deeper into the muscles. And then bring your head back to a neutral position. Let's just gently look over the right shoulder, keeping the left shoulder on the back, feeling an elongation of the muscles on the left side of the neck. Take a big inhale here. And as you're exhaling, move the head, look over the left shoulder, keep the chin parallel to the floor, and feel that nice elongation of the muscles on the right side of the body, right side of the neck here. And let's look back forward. Very nice. Let's begin with some big shoulder rolls to the back. Inhaling as you pull the shoulders up and exhaling as they come down. And let's reverse that motion, roll forward. Nice. Let's reach the arms out to the sides, reaching straight out of the shoulder socket here. And let's flip the palms all the way up. And then twisting the arm, flip it all the way the opposite way. Potentially the palms flip up on both. That's what we're going for here. You just want to rotate the shoulders as much as we can, as much as is comfortable for you, not too much, but warming those up. And then let's come in, excuse me, come into cactus position here. We haven't done this in a short minute, but let's bring that right arm under the left, coming into our eagle arms, feeling that nice stretch across the top muscles, right between the shoulders, the upper back. And straighten the arms out in front of you. The back of the hands come together. Let's just flip them over so that the palms touch. Clasp the fingers. And let's begin to rotate our forearm bones here. Excellent. Reaching the arms back out to the side. Let's do a couple more shoulder rotations. Back to our cactus arms. And now that left arm under the right for your eagle arms. Really breathing into your back here, feeling those muscles. Straightening the arms straight out in front of you, and then again flipping so that the palms are touching. Clasp your hands and begin to bring your hands in and out here, rotating those forearm bones. Noting it might feel a little bit different on this side. Excellent. Very good. Let's take our right hand and plant it out to the side. Look over at the left arm, and on an inhale, reach that left arm up, creating that nice line of energy from the left hip that's still connected all the way out the fingers. Really reaching, maybe bringing the bicep closer to the ear. Roll the heart up to the sky. Take a really big inhale here. And on the exhale, let's move over to the left side. Plant the left hand. Right arm rises. Keep the right hip attached to the floor or the block. Maybe bring the arm a little bit closer. Bicep to the ear. Big inhale, and then back up. Let's just continue around. Bring the right hand to the floor at the base of the spine. Left hand to the right thigh. Inhale and look over the right shoulder for a gentle twist. Take another big inhale on this side. And with the exhale, let's move to the opposite side. Right hand to left thigh. Left hand on the floor at the base of the spine. Inhale, look over that left shoulder, making lots of space in the spine. Just a nice, gentle twist. Keep the chin parallel to the floor. One more big inhale on that side, and as you exhale, come back forward. And let's plant our fingertips on the floor in front of us, and let's just walk forward. Keep your hips attached to your block or the floor or the blanket, and just walk forward with extension in the spine, just as far as you can. Keeping your heart open, your spine elongated. Maybe look between the hands. There you go. Feel that energy all the way through the spine. One more big inhale here. On the exhale, using your hands, walk back up to a seated position. Let's put our hands behind us, maybe a hand's length or a couple of inches. Roll the shoulders onto the back. Lift the heart to the ceiling and look up. Allow your head to drop back as much as feels comfortable here. Breathing into the heart. And on an exhale, just come back to a seated position. Very good. I'm going to come off my block here as we get a little bit deeper into our hips. So if that is comfortable for you, do that as well. Let's come into Baddha Konasana with the soles of our feet touching, knees out to the side. And just let the knees fall where they may. Just let them kind of go. If you'd like, you can pop them up and down a little bit. Just a subtle hip opener just sitting here. This is a good way to watch TV or look at the computer. Work on opening up the hips. Very good. Let's just bring our knees in. Plant your feet on the floor. Hug your knees real good. And just give yourself a good hug here. And then tuck the head. Kind of rounding the back. One more big breath here. And on the exhale, we can release. Let's come to a tabletop position using a blanket under the knees is my recommendation. If you have your blocks, maybe have them set up at the top of your mat. I'm missing one. There it is. And in our tabletop position, let's start with some cat and cow. So drop the belly, tail and crown raise, heart comes through the arms. Exhaling, belly to spine, tail and crown point down. Inhale. You can just go through this movement at your own breath here. Really feeling and like articulating your spine, each vertebra. And then coming to stillness in your tabletop. Let's go side to side. So on an inhale, look over the right shoulder at the right hip, making a nice lengthening on the left side of the spine. Exhale through front and inhale to the opposite side. And it's kind of that side to side movement here that we're looking for. Opening our vertebra to each side. Excellent. Okay, let's bring our knees as wide as the mat. Bring your big toes together. Press the hips all the way back to the heels. And then let the belly and the chest come down to the mat. You can put your chin or your forehead on the mat for a child's pose.
Mm-hmm.
On your next inhale, work your way back to a tabletop position. And move your hands forward on the mat for a down dog. So move them forward just a little bit, curl the toes, and let's lift our hips up, putting our shoulders on our back, nice elongation in the back. The knees can be bent if necessary. Maybe slowly begin walking them out. Take a big inhale as you find a little bit of stillness here in your down dog. Just a couple more breaths here. On the next inhale, look forward between the hands and let's walk forward to a forward fold. Knees can be bent. You want your belly and your low ribs to be touching the thighs. All right, on an inhale with the hands at the hips, come all the way up to a stand. Bring the arms all the way up overhead for a nice lengthening position. And let's exhale the hands down to our heart center. Inhale, arms come all the way up overhead. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, sit back into chair. Arms come up, biceps by the ear. Exhale, lift your heart. Inhale, sit back further into your chair. Exhale, come into forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up with the flat back. Engage the quads. Let's lengthen the back of the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to hips. Rise, arms all the way up overhead. Feel a little bit of extension in the back. Exhale the hands down to the heart center. Inhale, big movement with the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sit back in chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Engage your quads, lengthen the back of the legs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way, arms up overhead. Exhaling, hands down to the heart center. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back with the right foot. Right knee comes down to the blanket or the mat. And then let's gently rise, bring our hands to our knee. Coming up into a low lunge here. You can curl your toes on the back foot. Engage that right quad to help open up the front of the right hip. And then we can add a little bit of gentle motion here. As you inhale, you can come forward, opening that right hip a bit more. Exhale, back. Inhale, just a little bit of movement. Not quite as much as when we're flossing our hips, just kind of getting started here. Then let's come back to stillness in our forward lunge. Let's inhale, arms up overhead. Look up. Breathe here, reaching up through the fingertips. And on the next inhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. Raise that back knee and exhale, step forward to a forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise to a stand. Bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhaling, hands down to the heart center. Inhale, arms rise overhead. Lots of shoulder movement here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhaling, hands come back to the mat. Step back with the left foot. Left knee comes down. And work your way up into the low lunge. Using the left glutes now to open up the front of the left hip. A little bit of gentle movement here. Into the front of the left hip here. Let's find a little bit of stillness. Arms by our side. And on an inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And look up at the hands. Take a couple of big breaths here. On your next exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat. Inhale, raise that back knee, bring the heart forward. And on the exhale, step forward to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to the flat back. Engage the quads. Exhale, fold. Hands to the hips. Inhale, rise. Bring the arms up overhead. And exhale the hands down to the heart center. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Let's inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway up with the flat back. Exhale, let's step back with the left foot. Left knee comes down. Grab your blocks if you like them here. And inhale that heart forward. Now we're going to floss. Exhale, come into the half split. Left leg, quad engages. Let's lengthen the back. The foot is flexed. Inhale forward. Right glute engages. Exhale back. Couple more breaths. Just kind of moving through this one. And on your last one, let's stay in the half split for just a moment. Really engage the quads, trying to pull that kneecap closer to the hip. And on the next exhale, come back forward into your lunge. Let's bring the hands back down to the mat. And let's step back to a plank position. Take a big inhale here. On the exhale, drop the knees, chest and chin to the floor. Inhale for cobra, lifting the chest. Exhale through tabletop into a down dog. As you inhale, the right leg rises. Exhale, bring the right leg all the way forward for a low lunge. Left knee comes down to the mat. And back on the blocks if you like them for flossing. Inhale the heart forward. Exhale, half split. This time concentrating on that right leg, right quads engage. Inhale forward, left glutes engage. Exhale back. Continue this movement with your breath. And on your next round, just stay in the half split for a moment, really activating the quads. No barking, no baby.
Come here, Rose.
And on an inhale, come forward, come off the blocks, hands back down to the mat. Heart comes forward, lift that back knee. Exhale, step forward to a forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way, arms up overhead. Exhale the hands down to the heart center. Great, okay. Let's get your blanket out of the way. And I'm actually gonna move my blocks out of the way too. And we'll start at the top of your mat. Actually, I got that wrong. I want to start this way so we can see each other. Okay. Start with your mat sideways. Stand like looking straight on at your camera if you want. And then we're going to bring our feet out a little bit further than hip width apart. Okay. A little bit further. Yeah. You can see about how far we are here. We're going to go into a warrior two. So we're going to take our right toes, point them in that direction. Look over the right hand and then bend into that right knee. Make sure you can press into the back foot for our warrior two. Make the bottom feel really strong. Hips are opened to the side. Your front knee is pointing out over the toes. The back foot, we can feel that back edge pressing into the ground. Let's flip our front palm on an inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. One more, inhale, reverse. This time, exhale, come all the way to an extended side angle. Right elbow to right knee. Left arm comes up overhead. It's this nice long stretch for the left side, all the way from the foot out the fingers. Your right hand can be open as if you're holding a serving platter. One more breath here. And back to our warrior two. Straighten the front leg, point the toes in. Let's bring our hands to our hips. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Bring the hands down to the mat in front of you. Let's plant the left hand. Inhale, right arm rises for a side twist. Breathe here. Couple of breaths. And on the next exhale, bring the right hand down. Inhale, left arm rises for a twist. On the next exhale, bring the left hand down. Bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, right to standing. Let's point our left toes forward. Bend the left knee, coming into a warrior two on the left side. Steady the bottom of your warrior position. And then on an inhale, flip the front palm, reverse the warrior. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. All the way to extended side angle. On your exhale, this time for the right side. One more big breath here. Back up into our warrior two. Straighten the front knee. Bring our feet a little bit closer together. Okay. Now let's point both of our feet out to the side. Working on our goddess pose. As we come into a full moon weekend in Virgo, let's not forget how important we ourselves are. Let's bring our hands to our heart center and come into your goddess pose. It's just a nice squat, knees go out over the toes. Hands to the heart center. Now for some movement. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Look at the hands. Exhale, bring the hands down to the heart center as you move back into goddess pose. Inhale, arms up. Hands touch. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Again. Exhale, hands down to the heart center. One more. Feel that energy. Pull that energy down to your heart. Hold here. And on an exhale, straighten the legs. Turn the toes. Step back to the top of your mat. Great work. Let's come back down to the floor. And as you get back down to the floor, you can decide whether you would like to do your little rolling back and forth for a nice back massage, or just come to lying on your back. Either one works. We're setting up for our bridge pose. So we'll all come to lying on our backs, feet on the floor, bottom of the feet on the floor, knees pointed up, palms by the hips. Fingertips can just barely touch the heels. Shoulders press into the floor. Look straight up. Protect your neck. Continue to look straight up. As you raise your hips here, you can clasp the hands under you. Or you can keep the hands by your side, whichever feels better. As you engage all the muscles on the back side of the body to open up the front side here. Really press into the feet here. Engage the backs of the legs, the glutes. And come back down to the floor. Move your feet out so that they're about as wide as your mat. And let's put our arms out to the sides. And let your knees fall to the left and look over the right. And then bring the knees back to the middle. Let them fall to the right, look over the left. And you can do this at your own pace, just kind of windshield wipering back and forth. Very nice. Come back to stillness and prepare yourself for another round of the bridge pose. And once you're all in position here, press into the feet and let's lift those hips. Choosing your favorite arm position. Really opening up that front side of the body. Engage those glutes. Press into the shoulders and the feet. And one more big inhale in position and exhale back down to the floor. Again, widen the feet a little bit further. Let the knees fall together. And place one hand on the abdomen, one hand on the heart. Breathe here. Concentrate on your exhale. Okay, now bring your knees into your chest and let's come to the right side into a fetal position. Using your left hand, press yourself up into a seated position. And let's come into a seated position, feet planted on the floor in front of you, hands behind you. And let's take our right foot and go into our piriformis stretch, our seated pigeon here. Right ankle crosses over the left thigh right above the knee. And as you work your shoulders and your torso closer, you'll press that right knee, work it away from you. You've got the control on the levers here with your feet. You can move them closer or further, no pain in this position. But we should be able to feel deeply into our glutes, looking for that piriformis muscle. We'd like to release our piriformis muscle to make way for the sciatic nerve. Take another big inhale here, and on the exhale, keeping your legs in the same orientation, bring the left heel to the right hip, plant the right foot on the floor outside of the left thigh. Let's bring our right hand to the floor at the base of the spine. Inhale, left arm rises. And as you exhale, twist around. You can hug that right leg. Look over the right shoulder. And as you inhale, you lengthen in the spine. Exhale, look over the shoulder. Keep your chin parallel to the floor. If you're not already, press your right big toe into the floor. Take your last inhale on this side for this morning. And on the exhale, let's do the counter twist. Just a gentle twist in the opposite direction. Okay, setting up for the opposite side, right foot plants, left heel comes up, left ankle comes up to the right thigh just above the knee. Same setup for our seated pigeon. You've got the levers by moving the feet and the hands in and out. Torso comes closer. We continue to try to move that left knee away from us. Keep the left foot flexed. So many adjustments in this position. But once you get it right, you can probably feel deep into your left glutes. One last cleansing inhale in this position. And then let's adjust our legs for our seated twist. The right heel comes to the left hip. The left foot comes to the floor outside the right thigh. Left hand to the floor at the base of the spine. Inhale, right arm rises. Exhale, right arm can hug that left thigh. Look over the left shoulder. And inhaling, make room in your spine. Exhaling, twist a little further. Find the left big toe, push it into the floor. One more big cleansing inhale on this side. And as you exhale, come to the counter twist. Excellent. Let's straighten our legs out in front of us. Just shake them out. Hug them in. You can rock back and into a lying position here. Maybe a couple more rocks. Coming onto our backs. Palms down by our side. We prepare for our shoulder stand. So for your shoulder stand, go ahead and roll your legs into your chest and then catch the low back, working your way up, keeping all the weight between the shoulders and on the upper arms. Don't forget your leg variations here. Nice. If you like the plow, you can bring the toes down overhead. If they touch the floor, you can clasp the hands and press them into the floor. And when you're ready, gently unwind, come back down to the floor. Let's hug our knees in. Reach in between your legs. With your peace fingers, grab the big toes for happy baby. And really work on keeping the shoulders and the sacrum pressed into your mat. Pull those knees down to the armpits. Maybe rock back and forth. Let's gently let our feet come back down to the mat. Press into your feet and lift your heels over to the right just a couple inches. Bring the knees into the chest and then allow them to fall to the left and look over the right shoulder for a supine twist. On your next inhale, bring the knees back into the chest. And let's put our feet on the floor, lift our hips over to the right, to the left. Knees come back in. Let the knees fall to the right. And look over your left shoulder, supine twist, opposite direction. Hug your knees back into your core. And then let's straighten out on our mats here. Let the legs come straight out. Let the palms lie face up, hands by your hips, just shoulders hit the floor. Really feel the earth reach up to support you here. And allow yourself to be supported. We've got time for a Shavasana or a meditation this afternoon or this morning. So you can either stay in Shavasana, or if you prefer, just come back to your seated position, whichever is more comfortable. And I'll watch the clock for us and ring a little bell when it is time to come back. Let's reach our arms over our head, stretch the right side and the left side. If you're still in Shavasana, turn to the right side in a fetal position. Press the left hand into the floor, come up to a seat, and bring our hands to our heart center. And just a little bow down, thanking yourself for taking time out for your spirit and your body today in practice. And I thank you all for joining me in practice every week. Much love to all of you. Have a great day. Have a great week. You funny.
Thank you for sharing, Carrie.
You're so welcome.
Love you guys.